pre-show before the free show. There you are.
Go ahead and give people what they want.
Grab.
Yeah, that's right. Let's not keep the
Howdy,
people in
y'all.
suspense. Keep them waiting. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good. The Reds are one game out of the wild card race.
Rangers are in a wild card are in a wild card spot right now. Rangers, who were clinically dead about a week ago, no longer clinically dead.
How many games are they out of first place? I know that they're
One.
still in. So, I mean, it's like a legit pennant race.
Because the Rangers are in Toronto, who's a good team.
Yeah.
Like, they're in a pennant race themselves. They're in Toronto, and Houston is hosting Oakland. And guess which team
Schedule
is
advantage.
Guess which team is 2-0 and 0-2 in that span?
I'm going to guess Texas since you're asking me to guess.
Mhm. It's kind of remarkable that the little old ding-dong Oakland A's are doing the Rangers a little bit of a
Reds
favor.
just band-aided it all the way to the at least
Yes.
they're relevant.
Yes.
Anyway, there's your baseball talk on this fourth week of the Texas high school football
Speaking
season.
of sports, yeah, it's fine, whatever. Speaking of sports, did you see what DraftKings did on Monday?
Yes.
Okay. So, Pickle, did you see this?
No.
What DraftKings did on Monday? So DraftKings is one of those. It's a sports betting company,
Yes.
right? You can bet. And Monday, you may remember, was September 11th. They decided to offer a 9/11 themed prop bet, where you could bet on the Yankees, Mets, and Jets to all win. I am asking corporate America, when you come up with an idea, what I want you to do is walk outside and just stop a stranger, pick a person at random, and say, hey, is this the dumbest, most insensitive thing that's ever existed? And if they say yes, then don't do the thing that you're suggesting. That's a bad move.
Yeah.
That's a bad move. We can be smarter than that.
Kind of classless.
Yeah, like, what are we
Just
doing?
read the room. Like, you've been reading the room for the past
22 years.
Why-
22
why
years,
would you
guys.
do that now?
No, let's not. Nope. That's not going to work for me, pal. Anyway, yes. They did, after an outcry, they did take it down and apologized. We sincerely apologize for the featured parlay that was shared briefly in commemoration of 9/11.
Yeah, they tried. They tried to.
That feels like a
Reel it back
very
in.
yeah. That feels like how. What's the word that we can use that will best like get us out of this trouble as best we can? I don't know. That seems pretty bad. Did you? How was your football weekend?
Good. My fantasy team won by 2 points.
Oh God.
I got to give the breakdown, though. I mean, people love fantasy football,
Here
right?
we go. And here with Greg Powers' fantasy football report is Greg Powers.
I was up 28 points.
Okay.
Up 28 points facing Stephon Diggs
Uh-huh.
and Aaron Rodgers. Let's go.
All right. Greg
Oh,
Powers.
sorry, with the second most insensitive take on the show
Greg
today.
Powers, pro injury. Greg Powers.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. So, get well soon, Aaron Rodgers.
You don't mean that. You don't really care. You just care that you won your fantasy league because
Well, I actually won because Stephon Diggs didn't get any more points because
Yeah,
he
that's a
was
good
just
point.
beast mode the
Yeah.
whole game. So I thought I was going to lose anyway. But I eked out a 2-point victory on a week that I should not have won.
All right. Well,
Want to know?
I mean, we're just going around the horn. Pickle, do you have anything profoundly insensitive to share with the audience?
I don't think so. I'll let you know if something comes to mind.
You could just say like North Texas football.
That is insensitive to me, and that seems unnecessary.
That was actually Tepper who
Can I-
was the
Oh,
insensitive.
by the way,
yeah,
that
I
was
was just gonna
Tepper's
say we're back
insensitive
on.
comment.
Yeah.
I did it. By the way, I do have a correction. This is the corrections department here on the pre-show. A text from our NFL insider.
Okay.
Our NFL insider here on Texas Football Today is, as we know, my mom. Let me just read this verbatim. Okay, thanks for the shout out on the show. However, one correction: Gibson is 22 years old. He's number 82. That's what I meant when I said that he was 22. Also, he was undrafted but made the team. Very cool. Man, you are relentless on Pickle, making her do a sad call. Enjoy your day, Gregory Haynes.
Thank you, Mama Tep. Someone recognizes my pain.
We're kidding. Do you think? Let me ask you a question, Pickle. Should we start every Monday, like the pre-show, with an NFL take from my mom?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Oh, that'd be cool.
that's what we'll
Yes.
do.
By
We'll
the
make her
way-
officially we could put together an intro.
Yeah, 110%.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
Which team is that going to be usually centered around?
I don't know, because my dad's a Bears fan, so they're always watching the Bears game. But my mom just likes the NFL. She likes football. Like
Yeah.
she loves college football. She loves high school football. She's a football junkie. Like it's like my dad loves football too, obviously. But
Your
like
dad's a baseball junkie.
if you were to
Yeah.
drill down and be like, why do you work in football, Tepper? Like it's probably my mom, to be real honest. So
Well, that's
she loves
cool.
football. So I don't know. It could be just whatever. I'm gonna ask her if she would be open to working for free as our NFL our NFL.
I have a
What would
feeling
her
that it's
responsibilities be?
Just send
I just
one
need-
single text.
I need one text every Sunday night. Oh no, just before noon on Monday.
Yeah.
How about that? Work for
Well,
everybody?
Yeah.
She doesn't need to help you pick the play of the week for high school
No.
because the play of the week this week was amazing. I watched that.
Did you see
yesterday.
that?
So
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
The
insane.
Kingsville,
So
the Kingsville
amazing.
play. I've never seen a 45-yard touchdown run that was stopped at 4 yards.
So if y'all haven't watched that, follow us on one of our social media channels. We've got that up there for you.
You
It's pretty
also,
cool.
I need to go back and find it, but you also missed Powers absolutely just spewing his love for offensive linemen on the show.
Oh
It was so funny. I got to laughing in the control room so hard. On
This
Texas
is
Football
why
Tonight.
Powers and I get along.
We had a
Yeah.
huge
Well, the
like
big boys.
O-line week last week on Texas Football Tonight. Like every
Yeah.
game was
Good.
every game had like an elite O-lineman or at least one of those O-linemen who just love to squish people,
Yes.
you know? So,
So
that's
Powers
what I
was
love.
in his bag
Every
on Texas Football
every
Tonight.
night on Texas Football Tonight should be O-line night.
I agree.
That's my thought. Anyway, hit the theme expo. Pickle. Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a program with microphones. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or also on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305. She's Ashley Pickle.
Howdy, friends.
Anything else?
No. Hi.
And sitting to my right, he's the
Greg.
director of recruiting for Dave Campbell's
That's
Texas
what I was
Football.
actually waiting for.
Our director of recruiting here is Greg Powers.
What's up, everybody?
How are you?
Good.
Yeah?
Week 4, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling strong.
I'm feeling strong, too. Pickle, you feeling strong?
I'm tired.
Today is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023, 71 days till Thanksgiving. Now we're going to play a game called Pickle Guesses How Old They Are.
Okay. I like this game.
Happy birthday to Tyler Perry.
Mm.
Tyler Perry turns what age today?
53.
Wow. 54. well
Gosh
done.
darn.
Well done.
I was
think
really
I think we can
close.
agree anything plus minus 2 years is a win,
Is
right?
a win.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a bullseye.
That's a dub.
Like honestly, it's like you know, you got
and
the
I felt that.
you got
in
the
my
little bullseye,
bones.
and then you have
Yeah.
the bigger kind of bullseye.
Yeah, the
That's-
red and the green. I was
yeah.
in the green.
You're in the green.
Yeah.
That's in the green. Two.
So we're setting
and
the
I was
over under for
confident.
guessing at 1.5, 2.
If you are within 2, so if Tyler Perry's 54. If she had guessed 56 or
or
52, that's a green.
That's a win.
And if she guesses 54, that's a red
Red.
bullseye.
All right, so give her another one. You got
All right.
another one on there?
Boy, it's tough. Today I'm trying to find somebody she would know. Because, like, for example, today is Ben Savage's birthday, but you don't know who
I
Ben
don't know who Ben
Savage is.
Savage
Yeah, he was
is.
on the Wonder Years.
Old. He's old.
yes. I mean, today's Swiss Beats' birthday. I don't know. if
Okay,
that's
okay.
important.
Swiss Beats.
57.
45.
I was off.
That is off the board.
I didn't really
Anyway,
know.
we'll start playing that as well. It's episode 1648.
49.
You sure?
I think so. Yesterday we said it was 48.
I'll go with it. On today's show, folks, it's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. We'll talk all things recruiting across the state of Texas, including a massive Monday for the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Huge.
And then, back half the show, Powers caught up with Elijah Barnes. Elijah Barnes, one of the elite linebackers in this in the state of Texas. We'll hear from him coming up here at the back half of the program. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Daniel Agnew, Paul Roberts, whose football opinion you can trust.
Absolutely.
Go. Nick Morton and Tony Blaylock. Welcome in, fellas.
Howdy, friends. Thanks for making some time to spend with your internet friends. That includes this man, because I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week.
And Cruton.
There's a little sing-song in that. Greg, This Week in Recruiting. Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScout. Follow Next Level. Well, I mean, do follow Next Level. I just it's
You
it's
should.
track 4. See his final work at texasfootball.com/recruiting. And of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends
Oh, I got something.
at Chicken Express. Chicken Express. Ashley.
I had it on Sunday. I went and got a family meal for 3 people, and it was fantastic.
Let me.
The family meal 20 tendies?
We did a 15-piece
15.
one. It was me, Brian, and then Mallory. So Mallory reaped the benefits. I texted her while she was doing ROF, and I said, "Do you want Chicken Express?" And she said words that I cannot repeat on air, or else I'll get called potty mouth pickle. But
Here's-
it was
here's a question.
fantastic.
Here's
She
a
said,
question.
heck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a question.
Precisely.
Is Sunday the number one day for Chicken Express?
Yes.
It hit. Oh my God! It
Is
hit
it
because then I
Like if
then I
you were
took a
ranking
nap.
them,
Yeah,
Sunday's number one.
rated number 1. Sundays were made for chicken.
I took a post-Hindi nap.
I need a shirt that says Sundays,
Sundays
were
are
made
made
for
for
chicken.
chicken.
Chicken Express. Hit us
Jesus,
up.
Jesus has something to say about that.
He's
He's probably like correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, yeah, because you do your church and then you do your chicken.
I was gonna say, talk about a good post-church meal.
Man.
yeah, that's always how it was whenever I was a
Yeah.
kid. Sunday was fried chicken day.
I'm trying to find like a devil's advocate counterpoint to Sunday being the king of Chicken
There
Express
is none.
days, but that's exactly right. It is Sunday. Like, because I get it Friday before the show on Friday.
Friday rocks.
And Fridays, like, it's a little treat. So it's like a little boost for me to get through the evening. But Sunday's got to be the king.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Chicken Express.
The two chus. Church and Chicken Express.
Correct.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers. Let's start with our commit of the week. It's the only place to start. Our commit of the week is Lake Belton, 5-star wide receiver, Micah Hudson, who committed on Monday to Texas Tech. The 5-star prospect is the number 2 prospect in the DCTF Rising Hot 100 for the class of 2024. There's a real argument that, I mean, I'll leave it up to you. Mike, right now we have Colin Simmons, the Texas commit from Duncanville defensive end.
Yes.
As the number 1 prospect. How close is it at number 1?
Oh, they're 1A and 1AA. I
Yeah.
mean, Micah Hudson spent equal amount of time at number 1 as Colin Simmons. There'll have to be a decision made at some point, probably in late October, November, where we really put the pre-DCTF Rising Hot 100 to bed, right? Like
Yep.
what's going to appear in the DCTF Rising magazine, who will be number 1 there. Who will top the list. I think there's a decision to be made. Micah Hudson is really out of the gate strong his senior year. Everybody got to see him absolutely obliterate a defender on national television with a filthy juke move last week. I think that's going to help boost his profile nationally because everyone got to watch it, right, and see that. I think a lot of people outside of Texas who haven't watched Micah Hudson think, oh, well, he's like a big play wide receiver. That means he's probably just abusing smaller high school defensive backs. Well, I got news for you. The defensive backs that he's going up against at Red Oak and Midlothian and all these schools are legit, bona fide, also potential college level guys. And he is not only filthy in the deep passing game, he is a tremendous yak guy. He can make people miss in the open field. I have seen teams with my own two eyes try to double and triple team him. You can't stop this man. This man is really, really talented, and he's hard to stop even if you bracket him in coverage. So this was a huge get, circling back around to the Texas Tech part of this. This is a huge get for Texas Tech. He's the highest rated commitment for the Red Raiders in the internet era. I fall short of saying he's the highest rated commitment of all time because I just don't know what the annals are historically for that. There have been someone. I would say that I think that Michael Crabtree was probably the highest rated commit for the Red Raiders that I can recall. Patrick Mahomes wasn't rated that high.
He was like a 3-star.
Yeah, he was a 3-star, except for there was one man who rated him 4. That was me. You're talking to him. Greg Powers rated Patrick Mahomes 4 stars coming out of high school, White House High School. That was a good one.
Wonder whatever happened to him.
But Hudson is a guy that I think this is a big commitment because I think that Hudson can come in day one and be a guy that pushes that roster up.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's as college ready as you will find. And I think Colin Simmons on the flip side of that is a huge commitment for Texas because it's at a position where they haven't really had as much talent at that spot. I think he's the highest rated defensive end that they've signed since had committed since Jackson Jeffcoat, which people listen to this might not even know who Jackson Jeffcoat is.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that for Colin Simmons, he's a guy who he's a pure edge, right? He's a pure edge. Anthony Hill, who's also a huge gift for them, and I think everyone saw him on Saturday against Alabama and see the star power that they have him. He's that new hybrid kind of thing, whereas Colin Simmons is like pure. He can obviously stand up, but like hand in the dirt, like
pin your ears back and get after the passer.
Exactly right. Yeah, you have one job, and that is to be a backfield killer. Let me just put you on the spot, and I haven't asked you this, so if you need to vamp, you can to think of it. What's your comp for Micah Hudson?
I have done if I had to pick one, and you said you can't like hybrid up guys, I'd pick Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
So that's my
okay. All
Seems
right.
good.
Seems fine.
I think that he brings a lot of those same things to the table. Jamar Chase was an elite speed guy. I can't remember what his time was. I remember covering him when he was coming out of Louisiana. We saw him at the opening. I think he was one of the best or the fastest guys at the opening, maybe the fastest. And that's whenever he kind of boosted his national profile, going from a 4-star to a 5-star recruit back at that time. And I would compare Wilson favorably to that. Wilson probably gets overlooked for his speed. Like, I don't think a lot of people talk about it. But, I mean, he was a guy that was at the Texas Relays and competing.
Hudson.
Hudson. Yeah. Micah Hudson was a guy that was at the Texas Relays and competing in the 200 meters with all the other elite guys in the state. So, while he may not be like a 4.3 guy, he's fast. He's really fast. So, that's going to be one of his qualities that people would say, oh, well, he might not have 4. Well, I mean, he's a 4.4 guy probably, or a 4.
Yeah.
I would probably pick his time in the 4.47 to 4.49 range. Mike, I'm sorry if that's not true, if you're faster than that. But that's just what I think.
Yeah.
Like, if you put a laser time on him, he was at the NFL draft, I think that's the range that he would be in. And guys typically get faster. You'll remember Garrett Wilson, I believe, was a 4.58 guy coming out of Lake Travis. And I think he ran a 4.48 I think he was a 4.38 NFL draft guy. So Garrett Wilson got markedly faster while he was in college, and I think Micah Hudson will improve his speed to be an elite guy by the time the NFL draft comes calling 4 years from now, 3 years from now.
Micah Hudson, the newest Texas Tech Red Raider commit, and it's a big one for Joe McGuire and company out there in Lubbock. Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. Let's go to DeSoto to talk about their wide receiver in the class 2025, which means he's a junior, Dalen Singleton, who committed this week to SMU. He had offers from places like Arkansas, Michigan, Texas Tech, Nebraska, Tennessee, but he is a guy who pulls the trigger and heads to the can't believe I'm going to say this, the ACC to play for SMU, and it's another nice get here for the Ponies.
Picture this right now. Big news that SMU is going to the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Cap that week off with a commitment from a 4-star from one of the most prominent talent-producing programs in the DFW in DeSoto's Dalen Singleton. He is their third 4-star commitment already in the class of 2025, joining Tyler Chapel Hill's Ricky Stewart and Demetrius Brisbane. That class is off to a hot start for Rhett Lashley. 3 4-stars already? I don't know that. I mean, I would have to look back at this. They had a really good class, I think, in 2022. Let's see if they had 3 4-stars total in that class from the state really quickly. Doing research here, y'all. They did not. They had 0 4-stars in that class, and it was a great class, a really good, solid class. Preston Stone's year, they had 1 4-star, Preston Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already got 3 in 2025, so they're really off to a tremendous start. What I like about Singleton's game is he's a kind of a Mr. Do-It-All at the wide receiver position. I like his ability to be outside in the DeSoto offense. He is that big-time playmaker taking over for Jonte Cook.
Mm-hmm.
They needed one. He stepped into that role, and the offense has not missed a beat. He's really put up some impressive numbers and some big wins so far this season. But I like his quickness and foot speed as a slot wide receiver, maybe projecting to the next level. Maybe a guy that you can move around, split out wide, or move into the slot to create mismatches. He can do a little bit of everything. If you give him a little bit of a crease, he'll make you pay. He's got the top-end speed to do that. He can take the top off of a defense, and he can make people miss in the open field. So this is a huge get for SMU.
It's a really nice get. It's a nice week for Texas wide receivers committing in-state. Dalen Singleton, the wide receiver from DeSoto, he is a junior, commits to SMU. It's now time for the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Spotlight, our prospect on the rise, featuring Yule's Trinity running back Josh Bell. Before we get to that, we should mention why we do the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Spotlight. And it's because these are guys you can watch on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
There you go.
So go check out Dave Campbell's Texan Live, TexanLive.com, where you can see the fine work of many of these prospects, including Yule's Trinity running back Josh Bell.
In motion, he goes right there behind the tackle, and he blocks, and where he blocked, he opened a hole for Josh Bell, and he scampers easily between Leota and the guard, and he goes in for a 35-yard touchdown.
A classic run that they do here.
And they hand it off to Bell. He gets around the corner. He's broken down the outside, and nobody's going to catch him. He is going to go from the 29 in for the touchdown. It looked like they had him hemmed in on the sideline, but he can't see the number of the receiver out to the left. Now Wright comes in motion. They act like they're going to flip it to him. They hand it to Josh Bell. He breaks into the middle of the field, the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15. Galwas dives for him at the 7. Not enough gas, and he goes 73 yards for another touchdown. The second quarter, Trinity knocking on the door. They've got a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Tupou hands it off to Bell in the middle of the field, and he makes it look easy. He goes in 9 yards for the touchdown. They hand the ball off to Bell, and it looked like momentarily number 25, Wesley Jordan, might get him, but Bell shakes out of the tackle and gets into the end zone. So with 2:35.
Yule's Trinity running back Josh Bell, he is I cannot believe Yule's Trinity has a great running back. I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Knock me over with a feather. But he's the latest in a long line.
Yeah, Ollie Gordon, Jaron Wilson. There's been a lot of really talented Euless Trinity running backs over the years. Those are a couple that popped into my head. I'm sure there's more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's round it all out with our Recruit of the Week. Our Recruit of the Week, let's go out west to Midland Legacy to talk about their senior quarterback, Marcos Davila. The Purdue commit, a DCTF 4-star, was out of control in their big win over Abilene. 48-17, threw for 347 yards and 3 touchdowns. But more importantly, he made some Midland Legacy history, becoming the all-time leading passer in school history. And Midland Legacy's been around a minute, and they've had some good quarterbacks. So being if you're the leading, with all due respect, if you're the leading passer all time at Prosper Rock Hill,
Yeah,
Like,
you
great,
got a couple years. under your
awesome,
belt.
Right.
fantastic, but like when you're the leading passer of Midland Legacy, you've beaten out some stars out there.
Yeah, they've had some talent, I would guess, over the years. Categorically, Davila's a guy who I really like. 6'3", 200. He can beat you, pick you apart with his arm. He can run a little bit too. Made his commitment to Purdue. I think this is a huge commit for Purdue, who's really starting to flex a little bit of muscle in the Lone Star State now that Graham Harrell is on board there. Have some Texas ties on that coaching staff and doing a really good job just relating Texas high school football in general. They're not tapped into exactly one area. As you can see that they went all the way out to West Texas to get this commitment from DCTF 4-star quarterback. Man, what a great week for top performances. This one was one of the best. But I mean, if you go check out the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week awards, Davila needed to score like 2 more touchdowns to get on the list this week. That was a sick list.
It is, yeah. And what I think is fun about this year so far, right, is I feel like, and tell me if you think I'm wrong, I feel like you have these top prospects who are also just putting up giant games and great performances, like living up to those things. Like, there are times where, like, there'll be a great prospect and we have to, like, explain, like, oh, no, like, this guy's really good. Yeah, he only threw for whatever or only did this or whatever. Feels like every top prospect is showing out this year.
That was one game highlights.
Yeah.
That we were just watching right there. Not like his whole season.
Right.
One game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And then, as a matter of fact, I was going through some of the 2025 tapes. We're really trying to button up some of these rankings, like we talked about earlier. DCTF Rising Magazine's like lurking in the back of my head. It's like tape watching season after week 3.
Yeah.
Because that's the marker of the non-district schedule where tapes start getting posted and you can start to watch them. Rankings are tough. They're really hard. You know this. You have to do them for high school football. They're tough, and there's a lot of good, talented players in Texas. Like, this state is loaded. We're going to get some right.
Yeah.
We're going to get some wrong, but we don't want to get them too wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 4-star quarterback Marcos Davila is a guy who, has NFL upside.
Yeah.
That's why he's a 4-star. He's got a big frame, 6'3", 200 pounds, and you can add him to that list you were talking about of top prospects with top performances this week. It just seems like every week we're having in this recruit of the week part is like somebody with a monster performance.
And it seems like every week we're talking about a monster performance from Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPower Scouts. He has fine work at texasfootball.com/recruiting. Stick around because I need you to tell me who you talked to.
I'll stay.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on texasfootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, Greg Powers talks with Skyline linebacker Elijah Barnes. But first, a word from these valued goods and services.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Powers, you were on the road this weekend and caught up with a star linebacker.
Yeah, we caught up with Dallas Skyline linebacker Elijah Barnes, closing in on offer number 30. I think he has 29 offers right now, so really considering some of the top programs in the country. And congratulations to Dallas Skyline. Coach Coleman out there, they picked up their first win over Frisco Independence on Saturday. So they were real hype after the game, so it was a fun interview.
Here's Elijah Barnes from Dallas Skyline here on Texas Football Today.
Greg Powers, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and I'm out here with Dallas Skyline linebacker, running back too. I mean, they called your touchdown back, but it was a good-looking play. Elijah Bo Barnes, one of the top-rated players in the class of 2025. Talk about the feeling when the clock hit 0. You guys were able to pull that win. It seems like it was a tremendous celebration with you and your teammates.
I mean, it was a great win as a group, as a unit. I mean, we went out there, we played hard. You know, first half, you know, it was kind of rough because, you know, mentally we weren't locked in. So second half, we went in there, we regrouped, and we just dominated the second half from then.
You made a statement early on. You had a game-changing sack. I feel like it was on the first or second possession for Frisco Independence. Kind of just talk about your game, your style of play out there on the field. What are you bringing to the table for people who might not have had a chance to watch you play? What are your biggest strengths?
I'm bringing everything I have, you know, in my ability, in my you know, my athletic ability. So, you know, I'm gonna give them everything I have every single day, every week, day in and day out. You know, I'm just gonna play hard, and you know, it's gonna show.
A lot of offers are flying in from left and right for you. I think last I counted you like right up around 30 offers. Just in general, what's it like to have all that attention, to have those choices, you know, to be able to know that you're going to be playing college football for one of the top programs in the country?
I mean, it's a great experience, but at the end of the day, I can only go to one school. So at the end of the day, I'm just taking it all in. You know, I'm grateful, you know, I'm blessed, but none of that, you know, really, you know, hypes my head up. So I'll just keep my head straight, you know, and just work, you know.
Can you remember back to the first offer? Who was it, and what was that day like for you and your family?
It was SMU, SMU Mustangs out of Dallas. It was great. I was happy, but you know, I didn't show no emotions or none of that. You know, my parents was happy. My father, Brandon Barnes Sr., he was very proud of me. He just told me to keep working, keep my head straight and stuff like that. So, you know.
SMU going on to the ACC, so that first offer actually ended up being a P5 offer. They're hot on the recruiting trail right now. You took some unofficial visits here recently through the summer. I'm going to talk about a couple of in-state programs. Texas A&M, what was that program like? What was your experience like in College Station?
I mean, it was fantastic. The hospitality, the atmosphere, the energy the coaches gave me, the players too. It was just great people to be around. You know, just a great atmosphere in general. Great program.
Texas in Austin, the Longhorns, they got a big game this weekend against Bama. Stay tuned. We'll see by the time you're watching this, that game will be over, so we'll know the results of that. What was it like being around Steve Sarkisian's program?
I mean, Steve Sarkisian showed me a lot of love to me and my family. You know, it was just same as Texas A&M. Great atmosphere, great experience to be there, and I was blessed to be there. You know, it was just great. It was great being around the players too, and Hill and stuff like that. You know, he's a great guy to be around.
Florida State is a program, actually going around Texas talking to the top players. Florida State's a program that seems to be on a lot of people's mind. What did you see out of Coach Norvell's program down in Tallahassee? You know, y'all watching this at home, when I was a kid, Florida State was that school, and it seems like they're coming back.
Coach Norvell, he's one of those head-on straight coaches. You know, he focuses on what he needs to focus on. He wants to execute at what he does, stuff like that. You know, they're a hard-working team. I can say that. I can tell you that.
I'm a Dallas Skyline historical guy. I got to ask you what it's like playing for some of the best players that have played here, like Peter Jenkins, like Anthony Wallace, and you got like a lot of guys out here that can show you the path to be successful. What's it like being around those coaches?
I mean, I love my coaches. I love them to death. You know, they teach me new things every day. They teach me how to be a better man as I'm getting older, as I'm finna leave high school, you know, they teach me how to be a true man and stuff like that. Tell me the right things, not the wrong things. So, you know,
At the end of the day, what are you going to be looking for when it's time to pick a school? You still got 2 years of high school ball left, so a lot of time to figure things out. But what's something like you feel like you got to have?
I gotta have, you know, I gotta play. First I'm looking for a relationship with coaches, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing to me. Just to be with a stable head coach, you know, be there for them, for the coach, stuff like that. I want to be around great people, great atmosphere, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's all.
Was Elijah Bo Barnes, one of the top-rated players out here in the state of Texas in the class of 2025. Man, congratulations on the big victory. Good luck as you navigate through that recruiting process.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dallas Skyline junior linebacker Elijah Barnes, a prospect in the class of 2025. That was a fun interview. You guys, obviously, that would have been a different interview if they had lost, I can tell. Like, that, I feel like.
Wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, may not have happened.
Would not have happened. We were talking off air. Dallas Skyline's jersey game. Elite.
So strong. The logo's fantastic, too.
Elite.
It's the correct use, if I may editorialize, it's the correct use of baby blue as like an accent on the red. Skyline, you've
Love
done it
that.
again.
Love that jersey, and it's cool to have a linebacker prospect at Dallas Skyline off camera. Two former stars at Dallas Skyline that I covered who also played linebacker, Anthony Wallace and Peter Jenkins. So it's like a
nice.
fun thing. They're back coaching
Soft
at the
spot.
school, and they got to hear me give them a briefest of shout outs on that video interview. So it was just like coming full circle there at Skyline.
Fantastic stuff. Elijah Barnes, Dallas Skyline linebacker. We appreciate his time. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Big announcement. We need your questions for Helpful Honda Mailbag. Get your questions in right now in the comments. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all of them. Get your comments in with your questions for Helpful Honda Mailbag. We will be answering those on Friday. So go and get in your questions right now for Helpful Honda Mailbag. If you've got questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, anything like that, get them in the comments. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We will answer as many as we can coming up here on Friday. But get your questions in for Helpful Honda Mailbag right now. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the show, and Pickle yelled at me about it in the break.
It's okay.
Coming up here in just a moment, a groundbreaking, earth-shattering, game-changing episode of Final Thoughts. But first, let's find out a little bit about who took home some hardware this weekend. Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud to partner with Sport Tyler to award the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose National Player of the Week, which recognizes the top offensive player in Division I college football, who also exhibits the enduring characteristics that define Earl Campbell: integrity, performance, teamwork, sportsmanship, drive, community, and tenacity. In addition, each honoree must be born in Texas, graduate from a Texas high school, or play at a Texas-based junior college or Division I Texas college. It all leads up to the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award, announced in January. Congratulations to this week's winner of the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose National Player of the Week. For more information, visit earlcampbellaward.com. Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud to partner with First National Bank of Omaha to present the Dave Campbell's Impactful Leadership Award presented by FNBO. The weekly award will recognize 10 influential Texas high school football athletes who are leaders both on and off the playing field. Congratulations to this week's winner of the Dave Campbell's Impactful Leadership Award presented by First National Bank of Omaha. To read more about what makes this week's recipient such a great leader, visit TexasFootball.com. Get your questions in for Helpful Honda Mailbag in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll answer as many as we can coming up here on Friday. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts.
Coming up at 2 o'clock today, you can watch Republic of Football if you want to get caught up on, well, actually, if you want to preview, I should say, the entire college slate of games. You can join Mallory Hartley, Carter Yates, and Ishmael Johnson for ROF, wherever you're watching this, at 2.
Republic of Football coming up here at 2 o'clock. Powers, you got anything you want to plug?
You can tune in to TexanLive.com tomorrow night to hear me and Gavin Moritz on the call for Lancaster and McKinney North.
Let's go. That'll be fun. It's a good game. Lynx are playing. Lynx are 2 straight losses, both to good teams. They
Yeah.
lost to Geyer and they lost to South Oak Cliff. I feel like they're going to put on a show for you.
That Geyer game was a hard hitting affair. That was a good game. Both quality teams. Keep in mind, Lancaster lost. I think they lost 3 games during the regular season
Yep.
last year, and still were 1 play away from, that was 1 play away from last year from being like a transcendent Lancaster team. So I'm interested to see. McKinney North's loaded up too. Wide receiver Cameron Powell in the 2025 class is a real playmaker on the edge. I hope to get to see him match up against Corian Gibson. That'll be a
Ooh,
whole
that's
lot of
tasty.
fun.
So make sure you tune in to Dave Campbell's Texan Live tomorrow night for Lancaster and McKinney North with Greg Powers on the call with Gavin Moritz. It's going to do for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Elijah Barnes of Dallas Skyline for being our guest. For Ashley Pickle and Greg Powers, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.